Hey everyone, it's Minty. As you can tell from the title, in this video I'm going to be redesigning one of my original characters, and it's going to be nice and relaxing, so feel free to grab your art supplies and draw along with me. On screen right now is one of my OCs. Her name is Hazel O'Chalk, and I have actually attempted to redesign her before by giving her a jumper and leggings instead, but to be honest, that was kind of a downgrade from the original design, and it didn't really reflect her character in any way at all. So last night I started sketching out some ideas for her outfit, and I can't lie, I don't think it needs that much adjustment. So what I might do is just alter some of the colours, and I also want to work on her backstory a little, which I'll explain later. When I design characters, I love making annotations so that I remember all the little details. As you can see, I actually decided on giving her a pet, which was an eagle at first, but I decided on a snake instead, which you can see wrapped around her arm. I also felt like something was missing, so I started sketching out a mini face and I added on a beanie to see how it looked. I did like it on this mini sketch, but you'll see later on that, spoiler alert, I didn't end up using it, but it was definitely worth a try. My idea for the theme of the outfit was inspired by those outfits that people have made by cutting out clothes and loads of layering, so that's what I went with for the top half of the outfit. I decided to keep the original t-shirt though because, to be honest, it's kind of iconic, to me at least, at this point. I gave her some beige cargos instead of leggings, and I'm so happy that I did, because it really adds to the silhouette of the drawing, whereas leggings are kind of basic, which is fine. A couple of my other characters have leggings, but cargos definitely suit Hazel a lot better. The original design had white gloves, but because the hands are so close to the light-coloured cargos, there wasn't much contrast. So I tried a dark brown instead, but I didn't like the result. At this point, I wasn't sure if I should give her gloves at all and just leave her hands without anything on them, but later I decided to give her one single white glove instead. It's a weird compromise, but it worked pretty well, so I'm not mad about it. Would you look at that, the sketch is already done for the final drawing. This is where I rubbed out the beanie. Looking back, the hat did kind of suit her design, but I think that while I was drawing, it just didn't look right to me. I probably should have taken a break there and then came back with a fresh eye, and then I probably would have kept it. But it's done now, it's fine. The rest of the sketch turned out really well, maybe excluding the odd-looking shopping bag, but overall, I'm kind of happy with it. So while we're colouring this, it's not that interesting to be honest, so I think that this would be a good time just to explain a little bit of her backstory. There's not much to it, but just so that you're not confused on why on earth is she just like that, why does she have a snake, all that, I'm going to explain it right now. When I designed Hazel, she didn't have a story at all, but then I thought about it and how she looks, and I figured out she'd fit perfectly into one of my other characters' stories. So she's basically a side character, but she's still very important. In the story, the main character is my other OC, whose name is Olive, and she ends up meeting Hazel as the story goes on. Basically, some people from another planet invade, and they want complete control. Sounds cliche, right? Well, the twist is that all the invaders have one specific trait. They look like humans, but every single one of them have two different coloured eyes. One is brown and one is green. The main character, Olive, just so happens to have the same combination, brown and green heterochromia. I don't know if I said that right. So, she manages to escape the invaded city without being spotted, since everyone thinks that she's an invader, and that's when she meets Hazel and a group of survivors outside the city. Long story short, they plan to save the city by using Olive and her eyes to fit in and take it down from the inside. The only issue is that the invaders notice that Olive's eyes are actually switched. The brown and green are on the opposite sides to the invaders. That's all I'll say about that though. Hazel's purpose in the story is that she's really useful to the survivors, and her job is to scavenge for useful supplies in all the abandoned places. That's where her pet snake comes in. It's not a real species of snake, but in the story it basically glows blue whenever there's any sort of danger to Hazel, and that's what helps her to adventure safely and get all the supplies that they need. Okay, that was really long, but hopefully now you understand more about Hazel and the setting that she's in. I mentioned earlier that her layered outfit has some rips and holes. Originally, she ripped them by accident while out looking for supplies, probably by getting caught in thorns or something like that. But she's a really creative girl, so what she did was she DIY'd it and made it a full-on fashion statement by cutting even more holes and making it look like she did it on purpose. Okay, Now to address the massive elephant in the room, which is the fact that I'm suddenly doing a voiceover. I did give people a few hints in the last few days that I would be revealing my voice, and yeah, I hope that you like this more than the subtitles because it's so much easier to edit. When I do subtitles, it usually takes me about 7 hours. I'm not even joking, like I do take breaks, but it does take me pretty much all day, which is why sometimes my videos will be out late. But this video has taken me 1 day just to edit, film, and put a voiceover on. So let me know in the comments if you like it, and I'll continue with whatever you guys suggest. And the final product is done. I do quite like it, but in comparison to the sketchy version, I like that one way more. It's so much more loose, and I think I might draw like that more often. I'm so sorry that I left it so late, but here are today's shoutouts, and the shoutout emoji is going to be a mini baguette emoji. Thank you!